All right, here we are back with the 2021 Mojave.
Got the 2-inch Iron Rock off-road lift. Apologize for anybody who was wanting to see the install. It was too hard for me to do. I had a very limited time to get it done.
And it actually took me 2 days because we had a little bit of issue with the front.
I mean, it would have been nice to be able to film it, but like I said, I don't have a camera. I don't have a tripod for my phone. And I just didn't have the time to film it, to be honest with you. So I apologize for that.
But all I did was pretty much just follow the instructions. Main thing is make sure you have 2 sets of jack stands, because I ultimately brace the body up of the Jeep. You have to get it up pretty high in order to be able to get the axle down low enough to get the springs out. So, and I used the second set to kind of brace the axles here and there while I was adjusting.
Just keep in mind,
when you lower the axle that far down, it's liable to shift over a little bit. We had it shift over to one side, which became a problem when we tried to put the shock bracket back on, but we ended up jacking the axle back over.
once we got it all mounted, all the hardware mounted back up and set it down on its own weight, the body shifted back where it was supposed to be. So there's no issues. I don't see any reason to run the adjustable track bar. Now I did get some tires put on the day before we installed the lift. So I ended up getting the Nitto Trail Grapplers in the 315/70 R17. I had a little bit of concern whether it was going to have a rubbing issue on the front. I didn't see very many videos or people that were running them on the stock rims and would show whether they would rub or not, but we put them on, had Discount Tire put them on. They thought they might rub too. They asked to put the front on just to check and see, and 0 rubbing. You can turn lock to lock, it doesn't touch anything. So I was kind of happy about that. That's pretty much it for the lift. I'll show you what the spacers look like. So you can see the spacer up in the spring bucket. I will say we had to drop the axle pretty far down to be able to get that spring out, which I didn't think we were going to have to go quite that far with it. So just make sure you have a couple jacks where you can jack this thing up high enough, because that was the main issue, was getting it high enough to do that. But yeah, once we put the 2-inch lift on, we gained 3 inches of lift on the frame and the fenders. So I went from 33 to the 35, which gave me about 1 inch of lift, and then the 2-inch from the rock hard spacer. So got about 3 inches of lift on everything except for the differential. We gained about 1 inch on that, which doesn't sound like much, but I think it'll make a difference when we go off-road. So anyway, for anybody who's wanting to know how the lift goes, it's pretty simple. I have very limited mechanical ability, and I did it right here on my driveway. So pretty simple. And if you decide you want to go to 315/70 17s on the Mojave, it will work.